we're going to start out and we're going to illustrate the process of filtration. So we have dirty blood in the renal artery, and it's going to go through the glomerulus and into the renal vein. And so right now, filtration has occurred. And if we look at the materials that have made it into the renal vein, you can see that we have white blood cells, we have all the proteins, we have all the red blood cells, we have some salt, we have some glucose, we have some amino acids that are in the renal vein. If we look at the materials that got filtered out, we have anything that was a small bead. We have salt, which is the little white beads. We have amino acids, which are the little purple beads. We have urea, which are the yellow beads, and we have glucose, which is the green beads. So all of those materials have filtered out. The things that definitely didn't get filtered out, those were the really big substances. They weren't able to move through the small openings in the glomerulus. They're too big, couldn't come out. But the little things were able to leave. Filtration is a type of passive transport. If we remember from biology, passive transport is like osmosis and diffusion. It's when things move from where there's more to where there's less, and it doesn't require any energy. It didn't take any energy for those small substances to pass out of those holes. So filtration is a type of passive transport. Now we're going to move into reabsorption. Reabsorption is when materials that your body needs gets removed from the filtrate here and put back into the bloodstream. We don't want some of these substances to go into the blood. And so if we look at the things that are in here, the things that we do not want to go out in our urine, the things that we want to keep some of these things in our blood because our body can use them. Those are going to be our amino acids. Those are the building blocks of protein. We don't want to lose those. And it's also going to be the glucose. Glucose is an energy source. We don't want to lose that as well. And so now we went into the second part of the nephron, which is called the renal tubule, and reabsorption is going to occur. We have two types of reabsorption. We have selective reabsorption and complete reabsorption. Selective reabsorption is choosy reabsorption. Complete reabsorption is where we take all of the stuff out. And so that's where our spoons come in. We have 3 spoons. This black spoon is going to represent a transport protein, an amino acid transport protein, and its job is to pick out all of the amino acids from the filtrate. And I'm gonna use my fingers because I'm not very good at picking things up with a spoon, and it's going to take those out of the filtrate. We don't want to lose those, and we are going to put them into the renal vein. Then we have a second type of transport protein. This one is a glucose transport protein. Its job is to take the glucose out of the filtrate, and it is going to put it back into the blood. And it's both the glucose transport protein and the amino acid transport protein are doing complete reabsorption. I removed every last bit of the glucose and amino acids from the filtrate. Now my spoon is going to come in and it's going to do selective reabsorption. This is a salt transport protein, and it's going to do selective reabsorption. Its job, it's not going to pick up all the salt. It's going to be picky about the amount of salt because salt is often in our urine, but our kidneys do a really good job of maintaining homeostasis and making sure the right amount of salt goes in there. So we are selectively only going to pick up 2 of the salt molecules and put them back into the vein. We're going to leave 2 of them in there because that's how much our body needs. And so if we look at the final components of our urine, we have urea and some salt. And we have no glucose and no amino acids. Now, using these spoons, this is active transport. It takes effort. It takes ATP and energy to move materials with these carrier proteins. So filtration, was passive transport, no ATP required. The spoons, reabsorption, that was active transport. I think that's it. Thank you very much. Let me know if you have any questions. Bye.